of the facets of hitting that is really the most overlooked is probably the role of the arms. What we want to do is create accuracy with our swing, and to do that, we have to have a smooth path to the ball to where there's no loop in our bat or any falling in our bat. If you were to hit and then drop your bat head, then of course you're going to miss the ball or pop it up. Or if you roll over and you raise your bat head, then there's problems. And really what causes that is the stopping of our arms. If we stop our arms and roll our bat, we create a loop. Now, if it's lower, it actually drops. So I'm here, roll my hands, it causes the bat head to fall. Which means you can pop up a low pitch, low fastball or changeup. You think you're going to hit down to it, your hand stops, boom, your bat head drops under the ball. But understanding the arms and how they swing, I think, is why we kind of misunderstand it. Is if I'm standing with my feet square and my hips square and I put my hands out here, both hands are equal. But as I go back, you notice that one hand extends further back than the other. That's why when we bat, we have to bend our back arm. And it's the same is true as we go forward. For us to bat, if we keep our hips square, one arm has to bend. And so when we set our limits so that our hips will not keep up with the rotation of our hands here, what we do is we set it up so that we have one arm longer and one arm has to be bent, which in some sense can actually weaken our swing and also lower our bat speed. Now, another interesting fact is that as I turn my hips, if you notice that if I'm standing straight, my hands are straight out, my hands are the same length, but if I drop my right foot back, you'd think that my forward foot would allow my left hand to be longer, but it's actually the opposite is true. If I turn this way, you can see that with my left foot in front, my right hand is actually longer because this shoulder is put behind this hip. This shoulder is put in front of this hip. And that affects our swing in the sense that as we rotate and as we go more from a side stance into more of a walking stance here, what that allows our hands to do is it allows our top hand to actually pass our back hand. Now, when I'm standing here like this and I'm holding the bat, my hands are equal, but if I turn it up like this and point it, one hand has to go out in front. So we're not going to swing our bat like this through the zone. That's not what we want to do. But we are going to have our hands here side by side. And what happens is as we rotate and we get closer to this walking stance to the front, is it allows this hand to extend past this hand. And you do it naturally. Both arms are actually extended to the max. So by blocking off our hips, what this means is that my top hand can never actually fully pass this hand. So if I wanted to hit a pitch down the middle or on the outside corner, by blocking off my feet, limiting my hips, that means that when I hit the ball, my hands are going to be equal, but I can't really realistically extend my arms past that without stopping my hands and rolling the bat. So what happens is that let's say that there's a changeup on the outside corner. We get out in front, we've blocked off our front side. I have no more travel except to roll the hands, which causes inaccuracy. By opening up my foot just a little bit, I have enough travel that I can hit through the ball and even extend my arms and hands and allow my backhand to pass my front hand. This allows me to be more accurate at the end of my swing. Again, when you're talking about hitting off speed pitches and those types of things, it becomes very important. Also, if I block off my hips here, the only way that I can get this hand out in front is to bend this hand, because I've got to the point to where my hands will not continue to travel. And that means that I, in essence, have to pull this hand in here instead of extending it fully. So the difference in bat speed will be just simply the difference of maybe 6 inches. The ability to extend on a more full basis. Now, some people don't want that extra extension because it's too slow and they can't get around on an inside fastball. And that might be true. You have to adjust to your ability to get the bat around. You may want to shorten up and do this. But I wouldn't shorten up until I've given myself 6 months or a year to develop my swing to where I can actually hit the ball out front, because we're just limiting ourselves. The longer that we can swing and generate acceleration, the more bat speed that we have. And it's true with both arms. If we want to hit with the max acceleration with both hands, what we have to do is allow that travel so that this hand, my hips and my shoulders will come through so that this hand will pass this hand. Thank you.